So for a client to deliver their sustainability goals, the three steps that they need to take are define, establish, and operationalize. Define clear ESG goals, and that could be net zero by 2050. They need to establish a proper ESG data foundation, identify the right data, and get access to it. Third step that clients need to take is they need to operationalize their ESG use cases by aligning their sustainability goals to their business goals.
Hi Nicole.
Hey John.
I thought we would take the opportunity, given that COP27 is happening in Egypt this week, to have a conversation about sustainability.
Absolutely.
And why it matters in financial services. Now, what I've noticed is that sustainability is full of terminology and buzzwords. Carbon footprint, carbon neutral, and 20 or more others. Which are the most important terms?
So I think we're going to start with net zero, because if you go into any sustainability report of a bank or financial services institution, you're going to see something like net zero by 2050, net zero by 2025. So what does net zero really mean, right? So that really refers to net zero greenhouse gas emissions. So not just carbon emissions, but all types of greenhouse gas emissions, all types of greenhouse gas emissions. So if you think about what a company does and all the greenhouse gas emissions they emit, what do they do to balance that out to help lower greenhouse gas emissions by maybe investing in more planted trees or wind farms to help offset that and create a balance of zero?
Perfect. Thank you for helping.
Yeah.
Now, financial services firms, the firms that we work with at IBM, they're all globally recognized brands. Why do they care about sustainability?
Sure. So an interesting fact I just kind of looked up, earlier, Fortune 500 companies are arguably some of the most powerful companies in the world. And 33% of them, like you said, are those globally recognized brands. So it's really important that these banks and financial institutions are doing the right thing and that they're also being recognized for doing the right thing. Regulatory implications are coming down the pipeline. We see it happening in Europe and it's coming to the United States. So these regulations are going to become really strict, really firm, and they're going to come at us fast. So these banks and financial institutions really care about that because they don't want to get caught in the tailwinds of it, and they want to be ahead of that, ahead of the curve and get ahead of those regulatory implications.
You talked earlier about brand perception, and a lot of brands have been seen to be doing the right thing. We want to help our financial services firms actually do the right thing and meet their regulatory obligations. What challenges do most firms have in doing both of those things, Nicole?
Sure. So I think there's a couple things that are going on here. So one, which I think has been improving a lot, is organizational structure. They don't know who's actually in charge of trying to solve what types of problems for sustainability. Now, we see a lot of people appointing chief sustainability officers. But even then, how do they really split up the roles and responsibilities? Is it with IT? Is it with line of business? So a lot of those challenges are being worked out, and I think it's just about having conversations with all the different types of roles in an institution to figure out how they are approaching this. How are they, tackling this as a team?
So IBM has invested massively in technology to help clients. How does IBM Technology help our financial services clients move forward in this space and get started?
Sure. So IBM's been really focused on ESG, even though it hasn't been called ESG or sustainability for that many years, since the 1960s and 70s. And so our technology, how we've been approaching this is aligning our technology to a company's business objectives. We did an IBM CEO IBV study, and actually 50% of the CEOs responded to the study saying that they recognize sustainability actually aligns really well with operational change or operational efficiencies and transformational change. So we're trying to align our technologies to help different business objectives, so it's a two-pronged dual benefit. Actually, our investments have come to fruition as Verdantix just did a green quadrant study, and they named IBM as a carbon emissions platform leader. So our investments in this space are really coming to fruition. We're getting the recognition because we're doing such great things with our clients.
Now, IBM bought Invisi. What does Invisi do for clients?
Sure. So Invisi actually tackles a really important step for all companies because everyone this really comes down to a data problem. You don't really understand your carbon footprint or net zero greenhouse gas emissions progress if you don't really know where you are. So being able to capture the right data and drawing the right insights from that data is really what every company needs to do to start. So that's why IBM made that really strategic acquisition of Invisi to start helping companies build that framework around their ESG data to be able to get insights from it and eventually report against it as well.
Perfect. So last and most important question. If I'm a customer watching this today, how do I get started?
So I think what I would recommend is a client or customer should align with their IBM representative and reach out to me and our global banking and financial markets team. And we can do a series of different next step engagements, whether it's a workshop of aligning business priorities to sustainability goals, or even just understanding more where IBM has had success with our client engineering team, our services team, and showing our expertise in this space to see how it would apply to them.
Nicole, thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping us all understand this. And let me just say, in closing, we can't wait to get started with you on this.